She was alive when the hyenas started eating her. I was 15 when it happened. I can still hear the screams sometimes, late at night. They sound like hers, but I know it's just my mind playing tricks. You don't forget a sound like that. It started in our village, deep in the bush, far from any city or even a proper road. We were poor, but we had peace. That changed when Queen Luthanda came. She was no ordinary queen. She ruled through fear, not love. People whispered about her, how she would burn entire villages if they refused to bow to her, how she kept her enemies alive just to watch them suffer. The day she arrived, her warriors surrounded us at sunrise. She sat on a high chair carried by 4 men, wrapped in red and gold cloth. Her face painted white. Her eyes were cold, like she didn't see us as people. We all knelt, even the elders. No one dared to look up. She spoke of needing loyalty, of punishing those who betrayed her. Then she smiled, and it chilled my blood. She asked to see Kofe, my older cousin. He was the strongest in the village and had gone to her palace a few months ago to work as a guard. He'd returned only a week ago, silent and jumpy, his face gaunt. We didn't ask questions. Now, as her soldiers dragged him forward, I saw the terror in his eyes. "You thought you could run?" she said, her voice soft but sharp as a blade. "You thought I wouldn't find out?" Kof shook his head, stammering. "I didn't. Please, Your Majesty, I didn't." She didn't let him finish. With a flick of her hand, her soldiers bound him and dragged him to the center of the village. She turned to us and said, "Betrayal has a price. Let this be a lesson. We thought they would kill him quickly. A spear to the chest, a blade to the throat, something merciful. But that's not what happened. Her soldiers brought out a cage. Inside it, 3 hyenas paced, their yellow eyes glowing with hunger. They hadn't been fed in days, maybe weeks. My stomach dropped as I realized what she meant to do. The soldiers tied Kofe to a post and smeared his legs with goat blood. Then, they let the hyenas loose. We were forced to watch. No one moved, not even when Kofi screamed, not even when the first hyena bit into his calf and he begged us for help. The Queen's soldiers stood around us with spears, making sure we didn't look away. It didn't happen fast. Hyenas don't kill quickly, like lions. They rip and tear, taking pieces at a time. Kofi didn't die until the 3rd one bit into his throat. When it was over, Queen Luthanda stood and looked at us like we were insects. "Let this be a warning," she said. Then she left, her soldiers following behind her, the hyenas dragging bits of Kofe's body as they went. We buried what was left of him. My uncle, his father, wept until his voice broke. No one spoke about it after that, but everything changed. We were no longer a village. We were prisoners in our own home, living in fear of her return. It's been 10 years, but I still wake up hearing his screams. Some nights, I dream that the hyenas are circling me instead, their teeth snapping. And sometimes I wonder, if I had run to help him, would they have spared him? Or would I have been tied to the post beside him? I guess I'll never know, but I'll never forget.